The airport cop stopped at the first-class curtain like it was a border. His hand dropped to his belt, eyes hard, voice loud enough for everyone to hear. "Miss, stand up. You're in the wrong cabin." The black teen in the window seat didn't flinch, but her fingers tightened around her boarding pass. A white businessman across the aisle smirked. "Knew it. They always try." The cop snapped, "Don't make this difficult. I can escort you off the aircraft right now." Heads turned. Phones rose. The jet bridge felt suddenly smaller, hotter, like the whole airport had decided she didn't belong. Her name was Nia Carter, 17, honor roll, traveling alone in a neat hoodie and clean sneakers, backpack tucked under the seat like she'd been taught. She'd navigated Terminal C with the careful rhythm of someone used to being watched, eyes forward, hands visible, voice calm. At the gate, she'd scanned in with no trouble. She'd even said good morning to the agent and gotten a thin smile in return. First class wasn't a flex, it was a ticket her father bought with points because Nia had a scholarship interview in Seattle and a tight connection. Less chaos, he'd told her on the phone. "And you call me the second anything feels off." Nia did call once already when a security officer in the concourse asked to double-check her carry-on after she'd cleared the scanner. The officer's tone had been polite, but his eyes had wandered over her like she was a problem to solve. Nothing was found. No apology, just a shrug and a dismissive, "You're good." Now she was buckled in, boarding pass in her lap, 2A. The cabin smelled like leather and coffee. She tried to breathe like her guidance counselor had taught her, in for 4, out for 4. She just needed the plane to push back. She just needed to arrive. The cop didn't ask for her pass. He demanded it. Nia held it up. "Seat 2A. My name is on it." He snatched it anyway, studied it like it might be forged, then looked her up and down again. "This doesn't look right." "It is right," Nia said, keeping her voice level. "You can scan it." A flight attendant approached, smile tight, hands clasped. "Officer, is there an issue?" The cop angled the boarding pass toward her like evidence. "Passenger doesn't match the profile for this cabin. We've had incidents. I'm resolving it." Nia's stomach dropped. Profile. Incidents. Resolving it. Words that sounded official, like they could erase her rights. The businessman across the aisle leaned out. "Just move her to coach so we can leave. Some of us have meetings." Nia turned her head toward him. "I paid for this seat." He laughed once, sharp. "Sure you did." A woman in row 1 whispered to her partner, "Maybe it's someone else's ticket." The whisper wasn't quiet. It was meant to land. The flight attendant finally reached for the scanner, but the cop blocked her with an arm. "I'll handle it." "Miss, stand up." Nia stayed seated. "I'm not resisting. I'm not doing anything wrong. Please scan it." The cop's voice hardened. "If you refuse to comply, I can remove you." Her heart kicked like it wanted out of her chest. She could feel the old lessons: be polite, don't argue, don't give them a reason, fighting with the new ones, don't surrender your dignity just to keep strangers comfortable. The cop motioned to the open aircraft door. 2 more security officers appeared at the jet bridge, drawn in like sharks sensing blood. Passengers began filming openly now. The flight attendant looked trapped between her uniform and the badge. Nia's throat went dry. She thought of her scholarship interview, her father's promise, the way her mother used to say, "People will try to shrink you in public." She thought of all the times she'd been asked, in stores and school hallways, "Are you supposed to be here?" She raised her phone with a trembling hand. "I'm calling my dad." The businessman scoffed. "Yeah, call him. Tell him to buy the right seat next time." Nia pressed the screen. 1 ring. 2. Her father answered immediately, voice steady. "Baby, what's going on?" Nia swallowed. "They're trying to take me off. The cop says I don't match the profile for first class." There was a pause so clean it felt like the cabin air changed. "Put me on speaker," her father said. Nia did. The cop leaned closer, hearing. The businessman rolled his eyes like this was theater. Her father's voice came through, controlled but cold. "Officer, state your name and badge number." The cop straightened. "Sir, this is airport security. Your daughter is refusing to comply with a lawful request." My daughter is seated in 2A with a valid boarding pass, her father replied. You haven't scanned it. You've judged her. The cop snapped, Sir, we're not debating. She needs to stand up. The flight attendant finally edged in, trying again. Officer, let me scan. Ma'am, the cop cut her off, step back. Nia's eyes burned. She kept her chin up anyway, because she knew the cameras were rolling, and she refused to look small for them. Her father's voice tightened. Nia, don't move. Listen to me. You are safe. You are not alone. Then he said, calmly, like he was placing a final chess piece, I'm making one call. 30 seconds later, the lead gate agent appeared at the aircraft door, breathing fast. Behind her was a man in a blazer with an airline lanyard, operations manager, followed by the airport duty supervisor. They didn't look at Nia first. They looked at the cop. The operations manager spoke quietly, but it carried. Officer, step into the jet bridge. Now. The cop frowned. I'm handling. No, the manager said. You're not. Nia watched the cop's confidence flicker as he moved back. The businessman's smirk faded. The duty supervisor turned to the flight attendant. Do we have a scan record? The attendant lifted the handheld scanner with relief. Not yet. He wouldn't allow it. Scan it, the supervisor ordered. The scanner beeped bright, unquestionable. 2A, Carter, Nia. Verified. The supervisor's gaze sharpened. Who initiated this removal? The cop opened his mouth, then closed it. From Nia's phone, her father's voice returned, now joined by another voice, an airline executive on a conference line. This is corporate security, the new voice said. We have the incident live. Do not depart. Hold the flight. A hush crashed over the cabin. The power had shifted, and everyone felt it. The operations manager stepped into the aisle, facing the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're delaying departure. We are addressing an improper security action. His eyes flicked to the businessman. And we will be reviewing passenger conduct. The cop returned from the jet bridge, jaw clenched. The duty supervisor spoke to him low, firm, and final. The cop's shoulders sank as if the badge had suddenly gotten heavier. He didn't look at Nia. He couldn't. The flight attendant turned to Nia, voice softening for the first time. Miss Carter, I'm sorry. You're confirmed in 2A. Do you need a moment? Water? Nia nodded once. She didn't cry. Not yet. She took the water with steady hands, like courage was something you could practice. Then the supervisor addressed the cabin again. We have identified the individual who made discriminatory remarks and escalated this situation. He looked at the businessman. Sir, gather your belongings. The businessman's face flushed. You can't be serious. I am, the supervisor said. You are being removed for disruptive behavior. As the businessman protested, 2 airline security staff escorted him off. The same phones that had recorded Nia now recorded him, and the irony hung in the air like smoke. Nia's father spoke one last time through the speaker, voice warm again. Baby, I'm proud of you. You stayed calm. You stayed seated. You stayed you. Nia exhaled, the breath she'd been holding since the cop first said wrong cabin. Thanks, Dad. The aircraft door closed. The curtain to first class swayed gently, no longer a boundary, just fabric. And when the plane finally pushed back, it wasn't just a flight leaving the gate. It was a message leaving with it. In airports, power often hides behind uniforms and assumptions, but justice begins the moment someone refuses to be shrunk, and the system is forced to see the truth on the ticket, a name, a right, and a human being.